Despite Saturday's Codex show largely revolving around Space Marines and Necrons, there was quite a surprising amount of news for the Sons of Mortarion. Hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics, where today we're rounding up the news from the Death Guard that Games Workshop revealed to us on the Codex Twitch stream. There's a brand new character on the way, the Lord of Virulence, fully revealed, a new Death Guard Codex coming sometime before the end of the year, and also some mystery new terrain that made appearance in one of the videos. It's pretty nice to see this Lord of Virulence unveiled in all of his rotten glory. We've seen quite a few previews for this guy. He's appeared on Games Workshop's rumour engines, and it also answers the question of what the Death Guard model was in one of the recent reveal videos. I was honestly expecting him to be a different version of a Lord of Contagion, but it seems he's an entirely different thing. He's armed with a power fist. Whether or not it's augmented with some venom that you can see dripping from it is another matter. He's got some sort of Plague Spear or Plague Flamer weapon. I'm not sure whether this might just be an upgun version of a standard Plague Spear, or perhaps his own unique bit of equipment. Hopefully upgun to have a 12-inch range, so he might be able to fire it out of Deep Strike like most Flamers. I say fire it out of Deep Strike because he is clad in Terminator armour, so he should be able to teleport into battle. According to Warhammer Community's Twitch stream, he's going to have synergy with demon engines in some way, which, depending on exactly how he works, could be a really decent asset for the Death Guard, as their demon engines are some of the scariest things that they can bring right now. It's hard to argue with 3 Plague Burst Crawlers and a whole bunch of Mephitic Blight Haulers just grinding their way up the board, laughing off all firepower. If he gives bonus to either their saves or to hit rolls, such as the Master of Possession can or the Lord Discordant can for Chaos Space Marines, then I honestly suspect that he might be making appearances in several lists. It is interesting to note that now we don't have a Lord Contagion on the way. It does beg the question as to if and when Games Workshop's going to release a new one of these. He used to be in No Fear and Dark Imperium, and now these kits are gone, one of the Death Guard's main HQs are gone, so hopefully they'll either bring him out as his own unique miniature, or maybe even alongside a start collecting box if we're lucky. Next up we have the news of a new Codex Death Guard. I must say I really quite like the cover art of this one. I don't think it's a new picture, but it's a pretty epic picture of Mortarion presiding over his legion, spreading death and decay. It's confirmed that this one will be coming out within the year, and as the Necron and Space Marine Codexes are pegged for release sometime in October, I'd be expecting November to December time for this Codex to drop. I'm sure it'll have all the new 9th edition bits, including Crusade rules for the Death Guard, and we know there's at least going to be 2 new datasheets, including the Lord of Virulence and the new Death Guard Fortification. My main question is whether or not it's going to include the rules for Psychic Awakening within the same tome. Death Guard's Psychic Awakening War of the Spider really didn't come out too long ago, so I'm honestly uncertain whether we'll see the rules for the Plague Companies folded in here. I think there'd be positives and negatives. Having only one book to carry around is a positive, but on the other hand it has been out only fairly recently, so it could be a little bit annoying to have the rules outdated quite so quickly. Necrons of course didn't really have any sort of Psychic Awakening, so we don't know any precedent from them. The Space Marine Codex does appear to have their Psychic Awakening content folded within it, and also unfortunately just a little bit slimmed down in terms of those Master of the Chapter rules. I personally hope that they at least get to keep a lot of the stratagems and options from Psychic Awakening in some form, as a lot of it's been really powerful, and it's helped to propel Death Guard to be an absolute top tier army. One thing we do know is coming though, is that we're going to get 2-shot multi-melters on Mephitic Blight Haulers, very scary 2-wound Plague Marines, and 3-wound Blight Lord and Death Shroud Terminators. There'll be points and increases to all of these as a result of this, I think, but it's hard to imagine that the Death Guard won't get even more durable as an update from this book. Finally, we come on to the new Fortification that was spotted in the Death Guard Codex preview video. It looks like it's some sort of plague furnace type thing, coming in 2 different parts, a big chimney and a little chimney. Maybe continuing in the trend for multi-part fortifications, like that Necron Convergence of Dominion. It certainly looks a little bit Nurgle, organic and disturbing. Maybe just a little bit cartoony, but that might be partly the way that it's painted. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing has some sort of weird Games Workshop name. I'll put myself down for Postulant Plague Belcher. Feel free to let me know your own predictions for the Games Workshop copyright safe name. In general, fortifications do have a bit of a history of having very underwhelming rules. It's really going to depend on the points and the buffs that it brings to the Nurgle army as to whether it's going to be worth it. Fortifications are just a little bit easier to field in 9th edition though, as they won't cost you any command points to include, provided your Warlord is Death Guard. I honestly don't think it would take too much to make this very viable. If it gave any sort of durability buff, it could be really worth it for say a Plague Marine battle line or something. In any case, very happy to see some new Death Guard models. I'm glad the Codex is getting updated, as it is one of the oldest in existence at the moment now. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe to Auspex Tactics, but we'll certainly be covering any updates for the Death Guard as they come out, and we'll be continuing reviewing a few of their units over the coming month. If you're enjoying the videos and would like to help support the channel, I'd just like to mention that I have a Patreon page down in the video description below, and this is what allows me to focus on making 40k videos on a more full-time basis. If you are watching quite a lot of them, then any support is massively appreciated, as they do take quite a time to make. Feel free to check out the link in the video description if you're interested. There's plenty of benefits to being a channel Patreon. In any case, a massive thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.